With us, Town Supervisor Mark Lesko. Mark? And it wouldn't be possible without Mark and our good friend over here, Eddie Morris, the Commissioner, who gave us these fields. Thank you, Vic. Thank you very much. Okay, what I'd like to do, I mean, this is a fantastic event. I see we got some real athletes, it looks like, from all over the country out here. Hope you enjoy our fields. They're relatively brand new, state-of-the-art, and enjoy the event. I have some public officials here I'd like to recognize, and we have some ceremony that we'd like to start. First and foremost, I'd like to ask my colleague on the town board, Dan Panico, to join me, and he's going to introduce someone to sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Thank you, Mark, and this is for a great cause. I want to welcome you all here to Brookhaven, Timmeriches. Now going to introduce Mike Torelli, who is going to sing the national anthem.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the rampart we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets went there, the bombs bursting in there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you. Okay, next up, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Cecile Forte. She's our planning on our planning board, and I'd like to ask to join us two wonderful county legislators, Ed Romaine and Tom Muratori. Tom used to be an official in the PBA in Suffolk County, as many of you know, and see if they'd like to say a few words.
Well, first of all, I'd like to welcome everyone to Suffolk County also, and Mr. Lesko said there were a lot of athletes out here, but I think the real athletes are down there with the Suffolk County guys. The county guys are down here. Got a Suffolk County team? Raise your hand. There you go. Come on, you're the real athletes. But again, welcome to Suffolk County, and God bless everyone. Thank you.
Again, I'd like to echo Tom's welcome to Suffolk County. I want to thank all those in law enforcement who showed up today so that we remember those in law enforcement that sacrificed themselves so others could live. Our flag flies proudly because of them. And 9/11 will be a time that we will always remember the sacrifice of the men and women. And I know we have one of the widows with us today. And to her and to her family, I want to say thank you for your husband's service. And thank you guys for coming out to play ball. And God bless you in all your endeavors each and every day. And I want to thank our Sheriff's Department for showing up with the colors today. Thank you again.
Okay, next up, I'd like Sean and Danny, if they could join us. Where's Sean and Danny? We're going to have them say the roll call. We have the NYPD pipe and drums. And Bob, come forward. And we're going to have them recite the roll call.
Police Officer John Galera. Police Officer Vincent Dans, Police Officer Jerome Dominguez, Police Officer Stephen Driscoll, Police Officer Mark Ellis, Police Officer Robert Fazio, Police Officer Ronald Cloper, Police Officer Thomas Langone, Police Officer James Leahy, Police Officer Brian McDonald, Police Officer John William Perry, Police Officer Glenn Pettit, Detective Claude Richards, Police Officer Morris Smith, Police Officer Ramon Suarez, Police Officer Paul Talty, Police Officer Santos Valentin Jr., Detective Vincent Vigiano, Joseph Vincent Vigiano, Police Officer Walter Weaver. I'll turn it over to Bob Ganley from the Sergeants.
Sergeant John Coughlin, Sergeant Michael Curtin, Sergeant Rodney Gillis, Sergeant Timothy Roy.
Superintendent of Police Fred Marone, Chief of Police James Romito, Captain Kathy Mazza, Inspector Anthony Infante, Lieutenant Robert Siri, Sergeant Robert Corfez, Police Officer Christopher Amoroso, Police Officer Maurice Barry, Police Officer Liam Callahan, Police Officer Clinton Davis, Police Officer Donald Foreman, Police Officer Greg Froner, Police Officer Thomas Gorman, Police Officer Yeruhu Houston, Police Officer George Howard, Police Officer Stephen Husko, Police Officer Paul Jurgens, Police Officer Paul Lazinski, Police Officer David Lamange, Police Officer John Lennon, Police Officer John Levi, Police Officer James Lynch, Police Officer Donald McIntyre, Police Officer Walter McNeil, Police Officer Joseph Navis, Police Officer James Nelson, Police Officer Alphonse Niedermeyer, Police Officer James Parham, Police Officer Dominic Pizzullo, Police Officer Bruce Reynolds, Police Officer Antonio Rodriguez, Police Officer Richard Rodriguez, Police Officer John Scala, Police Officer Walwyn Stewart, Police Officer Kenneth Tejan, Police Officer Nathaniel Webb, Police Officer Michael Hooley, and Canine Sirius.
Thank you very much. And I'd like to offer my words. I was in law enforcement. I was a federal prosecutor for 10 years. And I know the hard work that each of you do every day. Every day when you leave your families, you know deep in the back of your mind that you may not return home. And we honor you for that. And thank you to each and every one of you for your service to our various communities. Locally, we got Suffolk here, but I see we have Minnesota, South Florida, and people from all across the country. And your service to those communities are honored as well. We have a specific family here, and that's really who we're honoring here today in terms of this tournament. And we're here to honor a true hero, Joe Vigiano, emergency services for NYPD, and his family's here to throw out the first pitch. His wife Kathy and his sons John and Joe. We could ask the Vigianos to come on out. And we have the New York Pipe and Drums who are going to play for us. All right, one of the perks of this job is you get to say some words that I always wanted to say, and now I get to say it all the time. And that is, the ceremony's over. Let's play ball. Good luck, guys.